I can't believe I told you my Grammy speech. Damn it!
Like,
I told him my Grammy speech. That is the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I have only said it in front of the mirror.
Might drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, vibe a little bit, laugh a little bit. Yeah, hosted by Fidel.
And again, podcast. I'm here another edition of The Tap. My guest today, Hideo of Hideo Experience. See, I don't know if I say Hideo of Hideo Experience or just Hideo.
Yeah. Entonces, the name of the artist is just Jairo.
Okay.
Hideo Experience is just the social media name,
Okay,
so
okay.
that it could all be the same. So my YouTube, my website, everything's Hideo Experience. Pero el nombre del artista is Jairo.
Hideo.
Yeah,
Hideo.
just Jairo.
Well, first of all, I like it because it kind of makes me think Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh,
I'm
that's
a
right.
Joe Rogan fan, so
That's
it makes me
right.
think to Joe Rogan Experience. And
Yeah.
and for those that don't know, the Joe Rogan Experience is the magic that happens in his studio. So when I hear Hideo Experience, I think magic, musician. So I think music, videos. There's magic in there.
Ah,
That's what I want. So,
I like
but
that.
I know you got a whole different angle with the experience, right?
Sure.
The
Yes.
Hideo
Yes.
Experience. So what is the Hideo Experience?
Yeah, so Hideo Experience, it all started with the YouTube channel, which I created that YouTube channel in 2013. For everybody who may not be familiar with my music, after this interview, head over to YouTube, Hideo Experience. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you like great music. But it started back in 2013, man. The way how it kind of came about, I was releasing my first music video with the team that I had at the time, and we were in the editing room, editing the video, and I had to come up with a with a YouTube name.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Justin Timberlake's the 2020 Experience double album, produced by Timbaland, was out. It was like it was the thing that summer, and I really liked that artist. I really liked Timbaland, and I was like, man, what about the Hideo Experience, guys? And it kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And as the time has passed, 2014, 15, all the way up here to 2021, it's kind of become this thing where I really want to give the people an experience.
Yeah.
So it just happened to be that it's Hideo Experience because of the Justin Timberlake album, but that's how I feel about my journey in the music.
Yeah.
It's not just about a music video if the budget allows it. It's not just about recording a song. You know what I mean? It's not about that for me and my team. For me and my team, it's about creating an experience. Now that's different.
Yeah.
Now that's a different bag, okay? Because then if I'm creating an experience at the show, it's not only about the music. It starts with the music, but it's about the show. It's about the dancers. It's about the lights. It's about the stage, right? If I have that creative control, the music, the same thing. Sonically, not only what I'm saying in the words and obviously the beat of the instrumentation, but the sonically. I'm also a mixer, so I also make like all these songs.
When you say mixer,
I'm mixing engineer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not DJ mixer. I'm mixing engineer in the studio. So all the songs that I've released up to this point have been all recorded by me and have been mixed by me. So even in a mixing process, right? It's like create this sonically experience. This big experience. Make sure the kick hits. Make sure the synths, you feel them. You know what I mean? Like the vocals is nice and up front. So to answer your question, that's kind of where it comes from. It's about me wanting to create an experience for the listeners. Yeah. And I really do think that that's what we're lacking in today's entertainment business.
Yeah.
We were just talking about off camera about the attention span of people. It's so quick, and people receive energy so quick. They take it and they leave it. Like Drake or Wisin y Yandel, whoever you listen to, could come out with an album of like 15 tracks, and within a week they'll be over it. Where's the next Drake album? When is the next Wisin y Yandel album? Because that's in the era we're living in. It's just so accessible.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep them there longer, I've experienced, no pun intended, that you have to create an experience. That's a different bag.
Yeah. That's
longevity, in my opinion, and that's what Hideo Experience means to me.
I like it. When you create your music, it almost sounds like if. Like half of it is for yourself, but the better half is for them, right? Your audience.
100%.
Right? So it's 100%. We're not talking 50-50 now.
No.
I mean, you like what you're doing.
Yeah, no. So I meant like 100% as in like 100% what you're saying I agree with.
Yeah.
But actually, to be honest, it's actually the percentage. If you're talking percentages, it's probably a little bit different. It's probably more 75% for them and 25% for me. And this is what I mean by that. It doesn't mean I'm being fake with the music. No, the music obviously is 100% me.
Yeah.
Those are experiences that I've experienced or friends that I have who have experienced that stuff. Whether if I'm talking about the club or I'm talking about a breakup song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And life inspires me in general. Movies inspire me. I love movies. Since the pandemic happened, I can't go to the movie theater no more, and I love going to movies. So what I'm trying to say is it's probably more 75-25. 75 is for them. You know, I want you to experience that. You know, I want you to get inspired by that. You know, just how Eminem, who's one of my biggest inspirations outside of Wisin y Yandel,
really? Yeah.
Juan Gabriel, Michael Jackson, you know, Eminem inspired me to get going, to get started. And if I can inspire the youth, if I can inspire a kid somewhere to want to do something with their life, make music, man, that'd be the biggest accomplishment of my life. Not the money, not the award shows, none of that, man.
Is that difficult for you to try to work on inspiring people, or is that something that comes natural to you?
I think that comes natural. At least I like to think it comes natural.
Yeah.
I do apply myself, you know. I do apply myself to make sure that I get in the gym, quote unquote. You know what I mean? That I perfect what I'm doing in the studio. That when I'm on stage, that I rehearse when I'm on that stage, because people are going to see that I'm being shown. You know, like when I'm going to a podcast interview, make sure you leave your problems out the door. You know, leave them out there. Come here, be in the moment.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the experience for them. Obviously it's for me too, so I can have a good time while I'm here, but I want them to experience it, you know. So it's definitely for them, you know, for them to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I just want to inspire people, and it comes pretty natural.
So when you're in the gym and you're working out, right, studio, right, you're working out, you're doing your thing. How much of that comes into it, where that point of how am I gonna reach to this certain audience? You know, do I have a niche audience? Do I have to target? You know, again, going back to like, do we fake it here a little bit? Do we actually go 100% real and put out something that I want? And if they're on board, they're on board. Like, how much of it is that in the back of your mind when you're writing? Because you're writing your own music, right?
Of course, I do write my own lyrics. Yeah. From time to time, there might be an artist that I work with that I trust, and we'll go in the studio and we'll write a couple lyrics together. You know, I definitely don't produce my music. What's the instrumentation? I let that be for people who are incredibly.
So you're talking about like the beats, everything. They get it.
Yep,
okay.
the instrumentation. I write to the instrumentation. In other words.
Oh, okay. So you get the music first, and then that's when you start.
Then that inspires.
You feel the music, feel the beats, and then. Ooh.
It's almost like the song's already written.
Yeah.
Right. So I go through hundreds of instrumentations. I'm coming out with an album named Gemini next month in February. Mm-hmm. It's got 11 songs. Probably 800 songs that I had to go to get to those 11. I'm not even joking. I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh yeah, you stay in the gym, you know, in the studio. I'm not. I'm being honest.
That's part of the workout.
That's part of the workout. That's part of the process. Probably about 800 songs. It doesn't mean I recorded 800 demos.
Yeah.
It just means that I went through 800 different either beats or songs that I wrote. Some of them didn't make it, or I wrote a hook, or it was an idea. It's up there to get to 11.
Let me ask you this, without offending anyone, because we're not going to mention names or anybody that produced your beats. How long did it take you on some of those? We're talking about short attention spans right now. Earlier, we just mentioned it. 15, 30 seconds, I'm out the door. I'm not listening to the beat anymore. Or did you listen to the whole full?
Oh, sure.
Beat?
No, I personally take my time with it.
Okay.
It's like eating a meal, right? It's like if I'm eating a steak dinner with mashed potatoes on the side, and you know, and I got a nice wine or whatever, you best believe I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my time with it, and it's the same thing with music for me. I make sure that I take the time, because once the song is written, and once the song is recorded, and it's out into the world. And it's got to go through a process of music videos, promoting, you know what I mean, interviews. It's got to go through an entire process.
Right.
It's there forever, my friend.
Yeah.
So I take my time in the studio. Yeah, I definitely take my time. I do want to go back to what you were saying and answer your initial question, which was, you know, is it in the back of my mind about promoting and marketing and have to enter a certain niche? So does that inspire you? What lane do you go into when you're making the music? And 100%, I do not think about that. Ever since I was young, I've understood that the music's got to be honest to me. It's got to be honest. It can't be for billboards. It can't be because I want to go on an award show. I want to get a certain type of show. It can't be any of that. You know what I mean? It's got to be true to you.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones actually says that. You know, he said that the music can be any genre. Mm-hmm. It could be brown, white, red, tempo, 100. But as long as you stay true to it, then you will find your audience. As long as you stay true to the music, and obviously the music's got to be good. So that does not cross my mind. You know, and obviously I want people to listen to it. You know what I mean? And the music that I happen to like, to be honest, just happens to be mainstream music, like reggaeton, Latin urban, el género urbano, pop music, Pacific Coast Highway, which LA Love is on. That's an entire pop record. That's what I like. I grew up with Michael Jackson. I grew up with Janet Jackson. I grew up with Wisin y Yandel.
Juan Gabriel.
Juan Gabriel, the greatest. Rest in peace. My goodness. No tengo dinero y nada que dar. Lo único que tengo es amor para amar. Wow, qué canciones. Wow. I mean, rest in peace to the greatest, you know? So I grew up with that's just what I happen to like. So does that help once I release the song and it happens to be something that there's an audience for? Of course it helps. But that's not the intention when I'm in the studio.
You know, I hear a lot of these music, a lot of the songs and stuff that people are putting out a lot more, maybe like, 7-10 years ago, Autotune, right? And I used to think, oh man, people are cheating with this Autotune. But then you hear them do like right now, you just started singing, and it's like, well, I mean, they got music. It's just that was in, right? People were doing Autotune, so I guess I should have cut them a little bit more slack, when I was thinking those thoughts. But is that something that you would ever think of doing, like because obviously we just talked reggaeton, what we call it, Latin urban?
Yeah, Latin urban is what it's called. So is that what
it's called in Latin urban?
The technical term is Latin urban. Yeah.
Would you ever consider doing something like a ballad and a collab? Right now we're living in a world of collaborations, right? So would you ever consider doing something like that, where it's a soft, you're in a tuxedo? I know you've done a video with a tuxedo already. But
yeah. Oh, you saw Friday Nights, huh? That's one of my favorite videos I've done.
You got to play dress up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes, I'd definitely be open to that. I actually would be, realistically speaking, I'd be more interested in Maná. If you're familiar with Maná, Juan Gabriel, Marco Antonio Solís. I'd be interested in doing some type of flip, right? Where it still be slower. It wouldn't be like boom, boom, boom. It wouldn't be reggaeton con el dembow, pero fuera algo más lento, a little more slower, as a tribute to them. That, realistically speaking, I would be interested in investing my time and energy into later down the road.
Now, when you're just hanging out at home, or when you're in the gym working out, do you ever pick that up and just go, hey, let me do a little karaoke on some Juan Gabriel, or like, do you ever just for yourself?
Yeah, I have. I have. Like, let me see where my range is with certain things. I've done it with Marco Antonio Solís y Maná. Yeah. And some of it I can pull off, some of it I can't, and that's where it becomes more of a cover in my own way, as opposed to traditionally sticking to like a cover how they would do it. You know what I mean? So I put my own twist on it, because I definitely, I'm no Marco Antonio Solís. I'm definitely no Maná or Juan Gabriel. I'm not obviously like I'm like a star. Like not I'm not even close. But I'm talking vocally. I'm not there, at least not yet. So I would put my own twist on it. But yeah man, I'd definitely be interested in doing something like that. And what inspires that is a tribute to where I'm from, Mexico, la Ciudad de Mexico. Right. Toda mi gente latina. Juan Gabriel es un rey allá. Juan Gabriel es un dios. Yeah. I mean, I've always said that Juan Gabriel is, next to Michael Jackson, the second greatest artist of all time. Yeah. I honestly do feel that. Yeah. And if anybody wanted to argue me, I can go and argue, right? There's a lot of good ones. Prince is another one, pero estamos hablando del español. Yeah. Y me da tanto gusto que es de México él. Yeah. You know what I mean? That brings so much pride that Juan Gabriel, who I consider one of the second best artists of all times, is from Mexico. You know what I mean?
We're talking like ahead of Vicente Fernandez, and we're talking,
Oh my God! I mean, because
that's a big.
Those
name,
are big.
Dude.
Those are big names. Yeah. But again, this is just my opinion. Right. No, this is just my opinion.
You can't be wrong when it's your opinion.
Exactly. Right. That's just my opinion on it. And Juan Gabriel has done some wonderful things for my family, for me, as far as like inspiration. Yeah. Y gracias a él, a Juan Gabriel, Michael Jackson, Eminem, Wisin y Yandel, wow, they've just inspired me so much, and they continue to inspire me. They continue to be great, because those aren't those aren't teeny weeny artists
No,
or teeny weeny careers.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. I love that I don't look up to artists who are at a mediocre level, level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I look, if I'm gonna do this, bro, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be inspired by the greatest ever.
Yeah.
You ever heard that saying, if you shoot for the stars, you'll maybe land on the moon?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
There
I
you
know,
go.
I'll tell you something. I know I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to get Juan Gabriel level. I may not.
Yeah.
I may not get, I don't even know if I want that, like how big they were.
Right.
But I want to be one of the greatest that ever did it, man. You know what I mean? I want to be one of the greatest in my own genre. El género urbano, Latin urban.
Well, it's always good to reach for that. Like
Exactly.
I tell the kids too, like when you're playing sports, you should never be content with where you're playing. Like always want someone better than you so that you can chase. The chase is what makes everything.
That's
it's
why
that chase.
Yep. And that's why I said it exactly what you just said is why I say it the way I say it.
Yeah.
If someday I'm able to reach those levels, great. I'm reaching for those levels,
Yeah.
but I'm not being naive of I'm gonna get there.
Right.
I have a certain attitude and I have a certain respect for my drive. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also not naive and disrespectful to them.
Right, that's good.
I have a lot of respect for
That's
them,
big.
so I'm never gonna say in my own personal life or on a podcast, oh yeah, I'm gonna be just as big as Juan Gabriel or Michael Jackson. Bro, stop disrespecting.
Yeah.
Stop disrespecting the greatest ever. That's my opinion.
I haven't heard anybody put it like that, man. That's pretty.
Yep.
That's very respectful.
That keeps me humble.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I like being humble, man.
Yeah.
This is an industry where you have to be on all the time, and I've gotten more used to that as the years have gone by. You know what I mean? And I have no problem with it. Let's be on. Yeah. Let's go. I have no problem. I know where I'm going. I know where I want to go. That's just the confidence in me.
Yeah.
That's not me being
big.
cocky.
No,
but I say that con todo el respeto at the people that I look up to.
Yeah.
I mean that with all the respect with the people that work next to me. You know what I mean? It's about respect and communication. If we can get those two things down, then we can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way that when I just said that humbles me.
Yeah.
And we live I understand I'm in an industry that is, you get big headed.
Mm-hmm.
The girls, the money, the fame, the awards, dude. I get that, but I gotta say that to stay humble.
Is it fair for me to say that the industry that you're in right now is not a roller coaster? It's an up and it's a down. Now you may be able to go up again, but just the way you went up, you're gonna go down. Now we talked about Mario Perea coming on here, right? One of my friends.
That's right.
One of the things I got from him when he came in here, he was saying, and I've heard this many times. I'm sure you've heard it all the time. But when he said it to me here and then, maybe because of here, this is the experience right here, right? The magic happens in this.
Yeah.
He said, be good to people that are on your way up because those same people are going to be there on your way down.
I've heard that before.
We've all heard that.
That's been told to me before.
But it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So again, now in this music industry, do you feel that it's up and then down, or is it a roller coaster? I mean, you've only been here doing it 7 years, you said?
Yeah. Like
give or take?
like been seriously trying to get on for about 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah, for sure. That's a really interesting question, and I'm not naive or, lack of a better term, stupid about where I want to go.
Yeah,
I've been peeping the game for a long time, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We live in 2021. It's called the internet. I've done my research, and I continue to do my research, and I continue to be a student of the music industry and the music game and being an artist. So I'm not naive about where the negative things that come with it, and I'm not naive about the great things that come with it and the responsibility that comes with what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I understand it to a certain level. Now, I haven't been through it yet, so I can't speak from experience, but I'm a student.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer your question, do I think it's up and then straight down, or is it a roller coaster? I think it's a roller coaster for people who have who are doing it for the long term.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is, right? Look at somebody like Michael Jackson. Yeah, in the big scheme of things, he got on Michael Jackson 5 and he did this, this, and it seemed like he just stayed. But if you start dissecting his career, everything, his personal life, which affected then his business life.
Yeah.
It was like this.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think if you're doing it for the long term, for the long haul, which is what I'm doing, I'm not here to do this and come back down.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mainly I think it's gonna be a roller coaster.
Nice.
I think that I don't want it to be a one hill roller coaster and come back way down, because what I've noticed from artists who do that is that you're hot one year, and as fast as you got up, you come right back down, because that's called a one-hit wonder. That's called you didn't have respect and communication skills. You didn't work the long game. There's so many things that could have happened to those artists that went quickly, and we see those artists all the time, especially in the new era of music. You know what I mean? The record labels just make money off of them, probably, for some of them, and then they just, they're just hot for that one song.
The hot flavor of the month, or kind of
the hot flavor of the month or something. And I mean, we won't name any artists, right? But that happens a lot, unfortunately. So for me, to answer your question, I think it is a roller coaster, and that's a good sign.
That's very important that you say that, because I think maybe the way I said it kind of gave that negative annotation, whatever the word is, of a roller coaster. But no, that's very important that you said it's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
The roller coaster is good.
If you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's business or a significant other, if it's a roller coaster, it's a good sign. I mean, think about it. If you were with someone who you never had a problem with, and not even the word problem, just think about if there was never any little friction, you know what I mean? So if you just agreed on everything, that's not a relationship.
Well, if you do agree on everything, there's going to be an explosion.
Yeah, it's going to be. There you go.
And that's here, and then all the way down here.
Exactly. There we go. So that's not a good sign, right? So I've learned that also in my personal life. It's okay. That's life. That's actually how it's supposed to be. Because then that means we have a relationship. That means, okay, give and take. You give me here, I give you there. Okay, what was that? And this goes for business, and this goes for personal. I use that theory in my personal life for any personal relationship that I have. And that's come with experience, and I think that's how life is in general, man. Yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah, it is. Roller coaster is a good sign, especially
it is.
In relationships. We wouldn't have something called makeup sex, right? We wouldn't have.
There you go.
And then you wouldn't be able to put on something like Jairo and listen to that. Exactly.
Claro, you speaking facts, man.
Exactly. Hey, speaking of it, right? Speaking facts, you're someone that, when I say Hido's Experience, it's kind of like the one-man team. Can you do it all? You definitely have a crew. You got people here supporting you, helping you out throughout the whole thing. But when I say one-man team, Hideo Experience, it's you have control of your videos, right? Production, director, casting. I was doing a little bit of research. Like,
there you go.
Pick out some of the wardrobe. You have a lot of control and creativity. That's something that you designed from the very beginning, right?
Yeah, and I think it comes very natural as being an artist, I think. Yes, of course I have people around me who help me get to where this things needs to be, where it should be, to inspire the people, right? With this vehicle that's called music. So I can't definitely do it by myself. Hell no. You know what I mean? I'm not dumb about that. Now, at this stage in my career, or in my music journey, let's call it, I have a lot of creative control organically. It's not because I want to be the boss. It's not because I call all the shots and I feel entitled. That is not how I run my business. That is not how I do it. And right here, my boy Santos, who's been working with me, he's right here. He's been working with me for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. I've been starting to work with Tony for the last few months. You know what I mean? Santos can speak on that. You know what I mean? That it's not because I want to be a boss. It's not because I want to be calling all the shots. I'm so passionate about this. I just know what it needs to be. And now there's give and take, because that's a relationship, right? Yeah, right? So it's like people have ideas. I got to also know how to take those ideas in. And some of those ideas do end up getting executed. Some of them don't. Some of my ideas don't end up getting executed anyway. You know what I mean? But for the most part, to answer what you're asking, yeah, man, I have a lot of control for the right reasons. Because I just know what that music video should look like. I know where it needs to be shot. I know what the colors need to be. I know what the model should look like. I know what I should wear. And that's the artsy stuff, right? When we're talking business and promoting and marketing, I'm all ears. You know what I mean? That's it's all good. But when it comes to art, there's something in me que sabe what I like. I just know what I like, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And what I like, I consider great. And I mean that as humbly as I can say it. That's not me being cocky. That's just me being confident about what I do. So what you see in the music videos, Friday nights, we're talking about Friday nights, with the bow tie and the tuxedo, right?
But Jairo Bond.
Right, there you go. But the velvet color, right? That's on purpose. The velvet, the way the model looked with the blonde hair, that's on purpose.
That's all you right there.
That, man, I wrote that song about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
From the moment I wrote that song, I knew exactly what that needed to look like.
Nice.
And it took 2 years to get there.
Yeah.
Because there's other songs and other things, and it's a process. And I enjoy it a lot, you know. And going forward, you know, Santos and I talk a lot about, you know, when the opportunity comes, which it will, to collaborate with a record label, to collaborate with a publishing deal, distribution deal. I'm talking at a major level, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, we'll see what happens, because I do enjoy that creative control. And I think the more and more we move forward, you hear a lot of more artists being independent.
Yeah, I was especially just going to say that right now, right? Like, especially, 2019, I think 2019 you started seeing that, and then 2020 kind of just took off on its own thing. I think we had to, you know, because of everything with COVID and all that. Right. But, yeah, dude, like, independent, like, not to knock on production companies and stuff like that, right? But
they have their place.
It seems like artists can do things with the social media that we have nowadays. Yes. I mean, shit, you can do things on your own. You know? Like, you
how beautiful is that, huh?
Yeah, you can come to a podcast, get a few hundred followers, you know, from just a podcast, and that's something that you did on your own.
Think about this. Let's say you and I, let's just assume you and I, because you look good for your age, right? Let's say you and I are both 20. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let's just say you and I are both 20.
Thank you very
much. So they're laughing. Let's say, but this is the point I want to make.
Yeah.
If you and I were 20 years old right now in 2020, 2021,
yeah.
Let's just say if we would have been born in the 40s, when we were 20, it would have been the 60s.
Yeah.
Right? I guarantee you, speaking for myself, that I will not be doing what I be doing.
Really?
I don't even know if I'd be making music. And if I happen to be music, because I have that gift of it, I'd be probably mixing music. I'd probably be cleaning the studio room.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, because the technology, I'm making the point, technology is allowing us to be able to have this creative outlet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of what I'll speak for myself. A lot of what I'm doing, I would not be able to do it. This is again being respectful to the artists who I think are the greatest. Lady Gaga would have been incredibly successful in the 60s.
You think so?
Absolutely. Yeah. Bruno Mars would have been incredibly successful in the 60s. Jairo, no. I don't have to lie. Yeah. I don't have to front. No, I just
very humble when you say that.
And thank you for taking it that way, because that's how I mean it. Mm-hmm. I mean it out of humility. I mean it out of respect for people who I think are great. There's no way. You know, I'd be lucky probably if I was cleaning the studio room, you know, in the 60s.
Yeah.
And the point I'm trying to make is this. I am so grateful that I'm able to live in the time that I'm living in. I'm so grateful that you're part of this journey also. Yeah. Like, you're able to have your own podcast, right? You have the outlet technology that I'm able to create music. You know, back in the day, you had to be really, really good to do it. Man, I am incredibly grateful that I live in the era that I've lived in.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing is amazing.
Yeah.
Now that creates a lot of other problems. You know what I mean? That, like, it gets flooded and you got to fight through the noise. Oh, of course, with everything good, there's some bad.
Right.
Pero muy afortunado de que tengo la oportunidad de poder seguir aquí.
Nice.
It's such a cool experience, man.
Yeah. No, it's you're right, dude, 100%. Because I don't think I would be doing podcasting. This is something, and we talked about this earlier. In life we have to adjust, right? That's it. That is life, right? It's about adjustments. It's not about just staying behind and waiting to see what happens. Like, well, obviously, yeah, we'll wait to see what happens, but it's how you adjust to it. Just like right now, we're living through COVID. Like, you know, when you hear of stories and literature and you read about it, they all talk about BC, right, before Christ.
Right.
We're living through that right now. BC, before COVID. Seriously, think about it. Right?
Yo, I like how you flipping it, man.
Not to make clear.
You're the flipper. I like it.
It's before COVID.
Wow, that's crazy.
Seriously, think about like, life is gonna change after this.
Yes, I agree.
It's already changed.
I agree.
But it's how are we gonna adjust from it, right? What are we doing? Like, I feel bad for these restaurants and these bars that are doing the adjustments that they needed, and they're still getting knocked down. And some of them are going out of business. A lot of people are going out of business. But then there's some that are still there and still fighting. There's some of them are fighting to try to get through all this. But they're adjusting. Dude. We're all making it. You know, outdoor dining. Like, who would have thought of that? Like, you remember before COVID. You remember walking into Buffalo Wild Wings?
Oh, my God.
Do you want to eat out in the patio or do you want to be inside? Depending on the weather, you're like inside. You're from Minnesota, you're probably like, I don't care.
Right. I'm be honest, I'm not a big fan of their food, but now I'm just like, why didn't I go more? Like, man, I actually really like their wings.
Yeah.
You talking big facts, man.
Yeah.
You talking huge facts. And you want to know something?
What's up?
The only businesses or people, because also in your personal life you have to adjust.
Yeah.
A lot of people lost their jobs.
Oh yeah.
And those people better adjust, because if the people that didn't adjust, the people that did adjust are the only ones who are gonna be look back in 2025 just to say, just to put up a number and be like, I made it through that. And because of you going through you adapting through it is gonna make you that much better of a business, that much better of a person, as opposed to I'm gonna wait.
Let's just wait and see what happens.
You're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. Your
yeah.
business, not literally, but your business is going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some literally.
Some
People
literally.
are dying of
Honestly,
depression, dude. Like
exactly.
Like, they might tag it as a COVID death, but it's probably depression. Dude.
Yeah,
like, people are depressed over this.
Yep. You gotta adjust in your personal life
Yeah.
with your emotions, and I'm not saying this has been easy for people, and it hasn't been easy for me, because you're so used to doing it a certain way, and it's like when you feel like you're just starting to catch up, and then boom, it got changed on you, and it's like, damn it.
I'm sure you had plans of tours and
Oh,
whatnot, live performances, and then this hits, and you're like,
we had to
I
readjust.
got to do virtual concerts now.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Wait, are you doing virtual concerts?
I haven't done one yet. I actually have done one con Jose Luis and Iris Contigo. It's a show that we did through Tony.
Yeah.
I actually did. I'm gonna do another one for Latin Music Report. Shout out to them.
January 18th.
January 18th. Yes. So I have done a couple already. I've done one. I'm gonna do another one. But yeah, man. The point is this: you have to adjust.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're not gonna make it. And I'm very happy with me. I'm very happy with my team that we've been able to adjust.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It's not easy, but we have to. We're being tested. I tell my guy all the time, we're being tested by the universe.
Oh yeah.
Can you pass the test?
Oh yeah.
If you can pass this test, you'll be much better off in the future. Trust me. This is gonna weed out a lot of that noise I was telling you about.
Oh yeah.
Because the technology has allowed for everybody now. We're bringing it back to music,
yeah.
right? Or podcast. The technology we live in has allowed for there to be 100,000 podcast people and 100,000 people who want to be artists.
Yeah.
But you know what 2020 is gonna do? It's gonna weed out. If I look at that as a positive, it's gonna weed out all those people who weren't supposed to be doing it because you didn't love it.
Yeah.
So we're being tested right now, and you best believe I'm gonna pass that test, because I'm gonna show God, and I'm gonna show the universe, and I'm gonna show people, and show myself. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm meant to do, and I'm gonna prove it to you. You wanna know how? I'm gonna get through this pandemic. Continue to release music. We released 7 music videos during the pandemic. Damn. We shot 5 of them from August to November.
So this is the stuff that you had in the can. You were
activo.
Activo.
Nice,
Nice,
you know what I mean? I mean that with all humility, man.
Mm-hmm.
And people have to, if you really love something, you'll
find a way.
You'll go to the end of the universe to find a way.
Coming from someone that has all you've been doing is living adjustments, right? From growing up, being born in Mexico, growing up in Mexico as 11 years old, having to adjust in Minnesota.
I didn't think about it that way, but you're right.
For another 15 years or whatever it was, right? And then now you're adjusting to California and this whole thing, all through this, man. I mean, you've been living adjustments. Like,
wow, I never connected those dots.
Think about it. You've been prepared for this all your life. Maybe.
Wow, y'all listen to this over there, man. That is, I did not ever think about my life in that way.
Should I drop the mic right now? Or?
You drop the mic. Nah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and that means a lot from someone who doesn't really know me, because we just met. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I hear you, and I hear your honesty.
Yeah.
And for you to say that means so much.
Yeah.
Personally, not even musically.
Right. It's crazy, man, and that's why when you say that you're 2025, you made the example, right? If we're still here doing what we're doing, what we love to do in 2025, that means that we were the ones that were strong enough to get through all this, right?
Yep.
And that's what matters. So I can't wait to see what 2025 is going to look like with Jairo, right? The Hideo Experience. I'm hoping that you still have that name out there. It's an awesome name.
I have a plan.
But well,
best believe I've thought about 2025 is in the plan.
You don't just throw that number out there, so it's kind of like
no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. You've thought about it.
Santos knows this.
Yeah.
There's a plan. There's a certain timeline that I have within myself for me. Not saying that if certain things don't happen, I'm gonna quit. Of course not. This is meant for me.
Yeah.
But it's funny you mentioned that, because without me telling you, you're right on the dot. Without me literally telling you, there is a plan. There is a plan for 2025. Nice. There's a plan by 2025. I've set up a challenge for myself, a personal challenge.
A little dream board, so to speak, right?
It's not a dream, it's a goal.
Oh, there you go.
It's not a dream, it's a goal. Yeah, that's the way I see it. And there's certain things that I see within my life, business and personal, within the next 5 years, by 2025 or 2025, that I'm very excited for. Yeah. You know, I'm not just out here just on like, well, we'll see when it happens. Yeah. Like, yeah, I understand, you know, the universe, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But then on the other hand, you have to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to make it happen to show to you have to make it happen, to make the music videos happen, to make the music happen, to show up to the podcast, to have conversations. You have to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Shit ain't gonna fall on your lap.
No.
It never has. I remember growing up, people tell me, I'm gonna record you, bro. I'm gonna record you.
Yeah.
When you gonna record me? You wanna know when they recorded me? Never.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna get you on a show. I'm gonna get you on a show. This is early back in the day, back in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you on the stage. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you to call me. You're gonna call me, right? You wanna know when they call me? Never. You know what I had to do? Adjust.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I made my mother buy me a $60 Sony Acid recording program from Best Buy and a microphone that kind of looked like this, but it was a lot less expensive. It was probably $20. And I had a home family computer. This is before YouTube, before 06.
Yeah.
And I learned how to read the program, how to mix it, how to get the beats from LimeWire and then somehow import them. Yeah, if you remember LimeWire, import them into the new program, which I had to learn from scratch.
Yeah.
Run from the little closet back in here before YouTube.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how I had to get a show?
That's work, man.
You know what I mean? When I was in high school, there was a talent show. And I remember going to, I'm like, yo, there's a talent show. They're like, yeah, they have it every year. It's called Tigers Roar. I'm like, well, how many years are they in high school? 4. I said, I'm going to make 04. And I went and I knocked on the door. Yeah. And Mrs. whoever the teacher was that put it together, can I please be on the show? She said, you have to do an audition for it. When and where I'll be there.
Yeah.
You have to make this shit happen.
Right.
And that's what life is about. And that's part of what my passion and my energy comes from, because life has taught me that this shit ain't gonna fall in your lap.
Yeah.
If you want it, if you really want it, you will go to the end of the universe to go get it. And that's what I'm here to do. And I want to be proof of that by 2025.
There you go.
You feel me?
Yeah, I love it.
That's real talk.
Oh,
that's real.
Shit. Dude, that right there is the quintessential to preparation. When they say luck, right? Opportunity meets preparation. It's called luck.
That's right.
That's right there. That's what it is. It's preparation. Being prepared for when it comes. When that opportunity comes, you take it. And you'll let people call you lucky. That's fine.
Right.
People are going to say it. You can't control that. But you know, right?
Exactly.
And we know.
There's a saying that I haven't shared with many people, but I'll share it with you.
There you go.
I wanna say it on my Latin Grammy Award speech.
Oh, okay. Wait. Are you sure you want to break it here, or you want to?
I'm gonna break it right here because you're touching on it. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity than not have one, than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Ooh. I'm
gonna say that again. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Leslie Brown. Leslie Brown is a motivational speaker who changed my life. 10 years ago. Leslie Brown, look him up. He's still alive, actually. I met him once at the Westin in Santa Monica. I live by that. You're talking about preparation.
Yeah.
I live that.
Yeah. Dude, you're getting emotional because that just shows me how important that is to you, dude. You know, like it's not just here I'm here for one time and one time only. No, you're here to stay, you know? And it shows in the way you talk. You know what I mean? I haven't heard that much of your music. That's not stuff that I go to all the time. I don't listen to music all the time because I like to learn the person, you know, who they are and what they're about, and that's who I'm gonna support. You know,
I appreciate that.
But I hear your music and I like it. Yeah. You know, but I hear that that's 100% real, man. It's Hideo. This is the experience.
This is the experience. I'm giving you unfiltered, and I apologize for getting emotional, but that's how I really feel.
Yeah.
And if people don't mess with that, then they don't mess with that. And people that do, let's go. And a lot of that is my motivation right there. So when you talk about preparation, that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to prepare for everything. And I'm here to inspire the youth.
I love it.
So here we go.
That's all we have to do, man. You know, we're still doing what we want to do and get to the goals that we want to get to. But in the long run, we talked about this later, right? Like when we're out of here, when we're done, when we checked out of life,
that's
it's
right.
what we left behind and how these youth is going to look at us. And, we're leaving our digital footprints behind right now.
That's right.
That's
that digital footprints, I like that because I think we're in the era we live in, right?
Exactly.
100%, man. And I've made peace with that with myself a long time ago. That it's about what you leave behind. You know what I mean? And yeah. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make sure I get mine. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that I get mine and live life and be happy. Choose positive people around me. Leave negativity out the door and create great music and inspire the people. Yeah. If we only have this one life, I might as well have fun while I'm here and do the right things as much as possible. So I'm very happy to be alive at this time. I'm very happy to be born in the time I was in, and I'm very happy to have the beginnings that I had as a kid. Yeah. Because it has shaped me into who I am. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm very grateful to be here, man.
That's awesome.
Honestly.
No, I appreciate you coming on, dude. We're definitely as we wrap this up, man. I want to get your honest opinion to something that I've been thinking about for a while. This is something that I'm kind of struggling with right now, and we'll talk about it, and we'll keep it in the music industry kind of thing. But this can apply to almost anything. Okay, so when you obviously, it seems like I heard, 7 years ago you put out your first video, and then you just put something out not so long ago. The difference, right? There's an evolution between those two, right? If you've seen both, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
When did you find out your sound, and how important it was? Or I'm sorry, I should say, how difficult was it for you to get out of that comfort zone of being stuck in that same spot of this is how I do it, this is how I do it. But then something clicked where you just found your sound, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is where I'm taking it. Because you can see a pattern, in your videos.
Yeah, that's a great question.
And then we can end there. How's that?
That's a great question, and I appreciate that question. That's a great question. For me, I started making music in English, right? So when I say Eminem is one of my inspirations, I say that because that's who inspired me to start making music. Yeah. I knew about Juan Gabriel, Maná, and Michael Jackson all along, but something happened in 2002 when I ran across the Eminem show, and I put that disc inside the CD player. White America, da da da, and I didn't even speak English. Yeah. And I stole that CD from my mother's friend. We were at her house, and I was just a little kid, and I stole that CD. I put it in my jacket. Yeah. And I would rehearse. I would take out a notepad like that, like the notebook you have, and I would write my own lyrics. I barely spoke English.
To the beat? To
the beat, to the lyrics, to the actual record, the master of it. And I would write my own lyrics to it, and it just helped me get started. That's why Eminem's one of my inspirations. But what I'm saying is I started with English, and that's kind of how it went, and it started with hip hop. That's the foundation of everything that I do. And then as the time went on, I continued to make music, went through my journey, went through life, high school, everything. Went to college, right, for music business and audio production. I took my music, my personal music, took a backseat for 2 years so that I could learn how do you actually make a record sound like a record. Yeah. I knew I had to sacrifice my own being, my own music.
Anything for 2 years?
Nope. For almost 2 years, I didn't create anything. Wow. And because I knew, I saw the vision. I need to learn how to do this, and no one's gonna fall. It's not gonna fall in my lap, right? Yeah. So I had to go and do it. So throughout that whole time after that, I created Pacific Coast Highway, and that was around 2015, right? When I decided to really now take this to the next level. Like, not that I've never taken it serious. Yeah. And in 2015, I continued to create music, and now we're here in 2021. Something happened in 2018. My life, you were asking me earlier, outside of California, why do I want to move here in California outside of the music? And I said because of my personal life, right? When I moved in 2016 to Los Angeles, everything got more Latin in my personal life. Think about not music. Just I started eating more Latin food. I started talking more in Spanish with people because of the people that are here. The weather reminded me of Michoacan. The weather reminded me of Mexico City. And at the same time, now we're bringing music in. The Latin urban genre was starting to get really, really hot. Yeah. Really into it. And obviously I make music. Obviously I'm Latino myself, right? So we kind of met halfway, right? We kind of met halfway where it's like, well, let me try this lane. And something happened in 2018 where it just clicked. And I said, that was actually, damn, It's actually Corazón Roto.
Was it really?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah. That was 2 years ago. It was actually Corazón Roto.
Yeah.
That was the first. I've always written in Spanish, but it never made it out because I didn't think it was that good. This was the first song I wrote in Spanish, and it's all in Spanish, that I said, oh, this is good enough. Let me go in this lane. Something clicked. And thanks to this song, ironically enough, it's behind me. I felt that shift within my music. And it happened so organically. I didn't try to do it because the Latin urban music was so hot. Yeah, it was hot, so it piqued my attention, but I didn't know it was gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't do it because I want to sell records. I want people to listen to my music because it's a hot genre. It helps, but I did it because my personal life was changing.
Yeah.
So it came naturally. You know,
organically,
exactly. So to answer, I say all of that to say this because the question is, when did you find that moment? That was that moment, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It was only 2 years ago.
Wow.
Right? And then I wrote Heartbreaker. I wrote Provócame, another record that's called Obsession, Bonita, Te Olvidé, a bunch of records within like 2 months.
Yeah.
I wrote almost the entire album, right? That's coming out in February. And that Gemini, exactly. And that's kind of how that happened. It happened very organically. And it's really weird because I knew from that moment that this is what it was. It's almost like reliving 2002 when I found the Eminem show.
Oh shit, that's crazy, huh?
It really. Well, now that I look back in hindsight, that's how it feels.
Yeah, that
was
same
like
feeling you had when you stole that CD. Not to revisit the whole CD.
Yeah.
But when you acquired the CD,
you
had that same feeling when you wrote that song.
I'd be lying to you, my friend, if I told you otherwise.
Yeah, it's like falling in love all over again.
I really did feel that.
Yeah, and
I remember saying to myself, I think this is it. And I've never in the time since high school that I've been, since 11 years old, since I started writing my first rap.
Yeah.
I've never felt this way about my music. I've never gotten the reaction from people the way that I see from my music, the way I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay? So to me, it's like, wow, that says something, right? That feeling, that means something. I've never in my life have shot 9 music videos in a row, 5 of them during the pandemic called 2020.
Damn.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a PR before.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony.
Tony, what's up?
Right? I've never done, if you keep doing the same things, you will keep getting the same results. I understood that a long time ago, especially in 2018.
Yeah.
I have to change it. I'm like, I have this. Let me make more music in this lane. Wow, in 2 months I wrote almost the whole album, right? It's like, boom, awesome. Now let me try something different. That's how much I believe in what I'm promoting right now.
Yeah.
You think I'm just promoting just because I think it's just, obviously I'm not saying you think, but I'm just talking in general.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just promoting the music that I'm promoting or the single I'm promoting just because I'm an artist and I just want to promote it. No, I just explained the whole hour we've been here. I've explained to you everything of why I'm doing, everything that I'm doing is for a purpose.
Right.
And I've had to fight for it. Yeah. I've had to sweat for it. You know what I mean? And in 2018, that change happened, bro, to answer your question.
Yeah.
And something within me said, you have to try something different to get there.
Wow.
So I applied myself. I put the finances in. I worked my ass off. I make sure artistically I continue to get better with the music, with the videos, with my relationships, trying new things.
Yeah.
And here I am. It's 2021, January, and I couldn't be happier to be in the path that I've been on. And I couldn't be happier that it's been hard.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that it's hard because you know what that means? That means that you're grinding slowly and slowly. If it was easy, you'd probably do this
and then drop right down.
Exactly. So I'm very happy that it's hard. I don't mind it the hard way. Actually, you know what? I prefer it. Give it to me the hard way so that when I get it, I can say, I did that.
Yeah.
My team and we did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I am. You know what I mean?
It means a lot more.
It means a lot more. It's more than just music, bro. Yeah. And I think that's what separates great artists. I'm not calling myself a great artist.
No, yeah.
I think that's what separates great artists, great people, from just normal people.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrespecting anyone. I think that's what separates. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. There's a difference in the quality of people and the way you think and the way you apply yourself.
Well, there's some people that want it quick, right? They want that quick, easy buck. Everybody's looking for that quick, easy dollar. I mean, so it's
and that's great. That's cool.
If that's you, then that's you.
Exactly.
You rock it, but
exactly.
That's not
why you're in it, we're talking about Jairo, right? And his journey. That is not what Jairo is about. Jairo is about all those things, right? I actually prefer it to be the harder way. So when I get it, I say I did that. I'm fighting for an identity.
Yeah.
And everything and everybody who I've met in my life and all the music that I create, the singles I'm promoting now, I'm giving you the whole backstory. It's more than just music. I am fighting for my respect. I am fighting for my identity. I want to look back when I'm older, bro, and hopefully some days I have grandchildren, have kids and grandchildren, right? And be like, yo, that's who I was. That's what I did. Or let's bring it to right now. Let's be realistic. That's who Hideo is. He's an artist. He's a creator. He's Jairo? No. That's Hideo. Everybody knows who he is. And more importantly, I know who I am.
Yeah.
I did that shit for me.
Yeah.
An identity. I don't want to be some normal person like, who is that, man? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about what I want to create and what the life experience that I want to create for myself. I want to be able to have an identity.
Yeah.
You know what I do. You know how I do it. And you either like it or you don't. Gracias. That's what it is.
Drop the mic.
And it's all love. And it's always love.
Yeah.
It's always respect. I want nothing but great things for people. Please get positive with yourself. Get positive with the people around you. Fight for something. You know what I mean? Like we're in this life one time. Try to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Try to accomplish something that you really believe in. I've heard before that you'd be lucky to find your passion in this life. Yeah. And I think that's very true. I think most people don't find their passion.
Yeah. And
I've been very lucky to have found my passion since when I was 11.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That is pretty crazy though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's more time and more years to hone that passion.
Yeah.
I think I'm still looking for my passion. Or maybe this is it. Maybe I love podcasting.
And for people it happens at different times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For people, some people never find it.
Right.
And I mean and that's cool, but how lucky am I to have been finding it since I was 11, man. Yeah. I am
very
fortunate. It makes me incredibly humble.
Yeah.
It makes me incredibly grateful. And it just keeps me pushing further and further.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happier with my life. I pray to God every day that gives me health, that He gives me the inspiration and good people around me.
Yeah.
I literally pray that every day.
Yeah.
Because this is more than music.
Mm-hmm.
The music is gonna continue to get better. The music is gonna the videos, the creative stuff is gonna continue to get better.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But it's the other things that I can't control that I just pray for.
Yeah.
That are in my way so that I can continue to give that experience to people, which is great music at the end of the day.
I love it. Clearly, 2020, 2021 is a very pivotal moment in your career, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm happy for you, man. Again, I love talking to people that are passionate. You're definitely 100% real and passionate about this. So, again, I can't thank you enough for coming on here, man, and sharing your story with us.
Oh, thank you, man.
So,
thank you. I appreciate for you having me. Any opportunity that I have to talk to good people about my music and my journey, I'm flattered. Anytime you want me to come back, I'll come back. Just let us know. And anything that we can help you with, the same. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
As we continue to grow together in this business, man. Thank you for having me, man. I'm super happy to be here. Earlier we did the La Rosca and we were supposed to get the little doll, and we found out there was no dolls inside of the Rosca.
That's a little exclusive for you guys.
That's an exclusive later for another time, but that was
live,
funny. Yeah. And man, it's just been a fun time. This last 2 hours we've been here, man.
We couldn't have planned these.
I appreciate it.
So
you ask good questions too.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that from people who interview me. Or do interviews. Like, if you're gonna ask shitty questions, expect shitty answers. But
I agree 100%.
Not that I've had shitty interviews, but that, you know what I mean. I've seen shitty interviews on the internet. You know what I mean. And I appreciate you for doing your homework. I appreciate you for asking good questions. I can't believe I told you my Grammy speech. Damn it! I told him my Grammy speech. That is the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah,
I've never done that. I have only said it in front of the mirror because what you vocalize,
it was very natural,
comes back to you.
It's
like you're speaking into existence.
It's what you were feeling and you did it, So
thank you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Take care. Again, this is Fidel. I'm tapping out the show here with Jairo. So Talking Again podcast. Check it out. We're out of here.
Tuesday,
do it.
you know the deal. Talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We're talking again, we're talking again. Come on. We're live.